Pirates of the Caribbean, sneakers, and the kinetoscope are all on this day. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is May 20th, 2022. It is the 140th day of the year. We got 225 days left. It is the 20th Friday in the 21st week in the 62nd day of spring. If today's your birthday, you're still a Taurus, and if you were born on this day in 2003, you share your birthday with the day they found mad cow disease in Canada. Congratulations! Today is International Red Sneaker Day. Each year on May 20th, International Red Sneaker Day marks the growing movement with a mission to save the lives of those with food allergies, while also sharing the story and memory of a boy who loved red sneakers. Food allergies are pretty serious. I don't mean to make light of it. Actually, my son, my youngest, had severe food allergies that he grew out of, but as an infant, he spent like 2 weeks in the hospital when he was only 5 weeks old. That was rough. I spent a lot of nights in a chair. Anyway, this is how the red sneakers and food allergies are combined. An energetic and athletic 11-year-old boy named Oakley Debs inspired this observance. He had a tree nut and peanut allergy, and he loved red sneakers. Sadly, he's also a testament of how allergies kill. In November of 2016, Oakley died after eating a slice of cake made with walnut extract, and he loved red shoes. So there you have it. All right, let's see what else May 20th has given us. 1570, the first modern atlas is issued. 1609, Shakespeare's sonnets are first published in London, possibly illegally, by publisher Thomas Thorpe. 1775, the Mecklenburg Declaration of Independence is allegedly signed in Charlotte, North Carolina. So this happened right before the 1776 revolution and all that stuff. This county in North Carolina decided they were their own country. They were free and independent people. This so-called declaration didn't really get any press, and nobody really knew about it for 44 years. In 1819, it finally surfaced. It's like these people decided they were free and then, I don't know, kind of went about their business, probably because there was other things like a revolution going on. 1891, Thomas Edison's prototype kinetoscope goes on display. If you don't know what kinetoscope is, it was basically, I don't know, the first movie-type cinema camera. I should say the first one in the United States. The Lumiere brothers in France had done it before Edison did, but still. 1949 in the United States, the Armed Forces Security Agency, the predecessor to the National Security Agency, is established. 1964, cosmic microwave background radiation is discovered. 1985, Radio Marti, part of the Voice of America service, begins broadcasting to Cuba. So this was set up by the Reagan administration, and basically it's American propaganda beamed over to Cubans. And the Cuban government really can't do anything to stop it because it's a radio wave. Cuba has state-run media, and they tell you only what they want you to know if you're living in Cuba. Well, the United States decided they wanted to give them their own version of what's going on, so they started doing this. And it's not the first time we've done it, and it's not the first time other governments have done it. I mean, you remember Tokyo Rose back in World War II? Everyone knew about that, where actually she was from California, and she would send out radio signals that the GIs would pick up, and then we were doing it to Berlin back when, you know, the Berlin Wall was up. It's an ongoing thing that's been going on for decades and decades, and this was one we started in 1985 with Cuba. 2013, an EF5 tornado strikes the Oklahoma City suburb of Moore, killing 24 people and injuring 377. 2015, David Letterman, who refined American talk shows with his unconventional humor and innovative segments, stepped down as host of Late Night with David Letterman. So if it wasn't for David Letterman, I wouldn't be a YouTube creator probably, or I wouldn't be a successful YouTube creator, because when I started YouTube, I didn't know what I was going to do. One thing I kind of landed on, because I always thought it was great, was the top 10 list. David Letterman did top 10 lists on every one of his shows, every single night, forever. And I kind of stayed up for the top 10 lists because I always thought they were hysterical. So I started making lists when I was just starting out with my YouTube channel, and it took off. Movies released on May 20th, 2011, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. So this is a very interesting in the story of Pirates of the Caribbean. Everyone knows it's a Disneyland and Disney World ride that most people love. I mean, it's one of the more popular rides that everyone has to go on at Disneyland, and it's been that way since forever. Well, in the early 90s, screenwriters Ted Elliott and Terry Russo conceived a supernatural spin on the pirate genre after completing work on the Disney cartoon or whatever, Aladdin. So they wrote this script and there was no interest. Their script wasn't for Pirates of the Caribbean. It wasn't a Disney film. It was just this supernatural pirate tale. Disney at the time had a script based on Pirates of the Caribbean, which producer Jerry Bruckheimer rejected. He thought it was just a straight, boring pirate movie. So they brought in a screenwriter who really knew things about pirates, Stuart Beattie, and that was in early 2002. Well, they got his script and decided they wanted to have someone go over it again, and in steps Elliot and Rossio. They sort of tweaked the script and kind of based it on the Pirates of the Caribbean movie and added their supernatural twist to it. This got them the green light from Disney to make the movie, but as the budget rose on what they needed to make the movie, Michael Eisner and Robert Iger threatened to cancel the film. But then when they started showing the animations and the idea to these two, Disney was on board. Now, the way Johnny Depp got involved in the movie, apparently the story goes that he came with his agent to talk to some executives for Disney about some other movie that he decided he wasn't going to take. But during the meeting, he asked if they had any Disney-themed movies they were going to do, like they had just come out with Parent Trap a few years earlier, and he was looking for something like that. They mentioned Pirates of the Caribbean, and the story goes, he was all, "I'll take it." His agent's all, "Well, hold on a second." He's all, "No, I'm taking it." And he became Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow's character is him basically impersonating Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones, which I find amazing because he does a pretty good job of impersonating Keith Richards. Sadly, because of the trial going on with his ex-wife Amber Heard and all that stuff, he's gonna lose Pirate 6, which kind of sucks. He was scheduled to make $22 million for that. At least that's how it stands right now. Jerry Bruckheimer said at this point he's not in the movie. So that kind of leaves the door open. Maybe he will, because the trial looks like it's kind of leaning his way right now. So we'll see. Born on May 20th, 1968, Timothy Oliphant, actor best known for his law-enforcing roles as Marshal Raylan Givens in the hit FX series Justified, and Sheriff Seth Bullock on HBO's Deadwood, which was one of my favorite HBO series. I love that one. He's a really intense actor. He's a little strange. He used to come on a radio show. He was friends with the DJ back when I lived in LA every morning and do the sports. And the best part about it is he doesn't follow sports, but he came on every morning to go over the sports with him. It was pretty funny. He was actually considered for the role of Tony Stark in Iron Man and all that, but it eventually went to Robert Downey Jr., obviously. Died on May 20th, 1989. We lost Gilda Radner, comedian who was a cast member of Saturday Night Live from 1975 to 1980. Her work on SNL earned her a Primetime Emmy Award for Best Individual Performance in a Variety or Music Program. She died of cancer at the age of 42. As a child, she would often go to New York to watch Broadway performances with her father. That was one of her favorite things to do, they say. She made her big screen debut in the 1973 film The Last Detail. She dated Bill Murray while she was writing on SNL, and she was married to guitarist G.E. Smith from 1980 to 1982 and actor Gene Wilder from 1984 until her death. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a productive day, and be nice to each other.